Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel of Cars and Mine. I'm Emilio, and thank you for tuning in to another episode about the 1963 International Loadstar. Again, sorry about the wind, but I feel like the last video I didn't give you guys enough detailed information on the actual truck itself. With my excitement, I kind of just was going through it kind of broadly, but now we're going to go into it with more details and talk about the things I didn't tell you. Tell you the things I didn't tell you. And tell you the things I didn't tell you in the last video and this video in more detail. So let's go. So behind me is a SV 304, essentially a 5.0. SV stands for the small V8 on the international line. As you can see, this is a single cam engine. Single cam engine probably makes like 100 some horsepower, some very, very, very slight, should I say. But some stuff that I didn't tell you about this motor, right? Or about the engine bay itself, this part of the truck. So as you can see right now, we have a few things that we are missing that maybe it happened, or maybe it was equipped with back in the day, or maybe it wasn't. So if you look down here, right here, amongst all the dirt and wires that need to get replaced, you have our steering shaft component, but no power steering. I want to say the 63 was the second year for the Loadstar, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe it came with power steering back then, and maybe it didn't. So we're missing that for sure. Another thing that we don't have here is we don't have an air compressor because we don't have air brakes. I wish it did. Maybe that would be something for later on, some kind of conversion of some sort. But that's when stuff's going to start getting kind of crazy. Next, let's talk about how dirty this thing is. Like, I almost fell. So I recently did some cleaning of this, but you can just tell it's just hella dirty all in the back. This whole thing needs a good pressure washing, and we have to do the pressure washing and cleaning this before we can start doing maintenance on it. I want to follow the steps and requirements for international, for the maintenance stuff, before the motor kind of goes away. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about these wires. So the truck was rewired by the previous owner. We're going to end up redoing that just to make it more neat. And kind of make it look more factory, so to speak. And it's probably going to need a lot more wiring than that for the dash stuff. So moving all along, guys. We're probably going to stay on the outside for now, and then we're going to go on the inside later. So I mentioned all the dirt. All this stuff came from this truck when I was kind of bored and messing around with it. So first thing that I want to bring your attention to is going to be the axle, or the drive shaft. So this truck comes with a drum mounted emergency brake system that has a lever that's how you engage it or whatnot. So but we don't have that. If you have one, please let me know so I don't have to source it. But nonetheless, we have so that's what we're missing, right? Also, I'm sure you guys are gonna hear it in a little bit, but the exhaust sounds really, really bad. And that's due to age, due to pinholes, due to it's just old truck. This is kind of the stuff you expect from an old truck, to be honest with you, or old vehicle. It's just stuff is kind of just aged and falling apart. That's okay, because we're gonna get it right. Other things is our PTO. The PTO is right there. Our PTO does work. We're going to demonstrate that here in a little bit, along with the hydraulic pump, which everything is just dirty and needs to be clean. But yeah. So I'm gonna come to the back of this thing real fast. Oh, you know what? No, let's stop here. So the bed is gonna have to get redone. It's gonna have to be redecked with some quality, I guess, industrial type of wood. I know the name, but I can't remember how to say it. It starts with the A, or oak. They say oak's pretty good too, but we're gonna find out which direction we want to go with that. Speaking of all this, of which route we're gonna go. So currently, right now, I don't know why we're zoomed in. I mean, so we have all this rust and everything. We're gonna end up sandblasting this whole frame, repainting it, and getting it kind of squared away. Hopefully we're going to fix these violations here, because we have 1.5 mud flaps, and then probably fix the lights too, along with the wiring that we mentioned before. I just noticed something that I didn't mention before with this thing. So to get this truck here, we had to, actually, if you go back some more, so every international or maybe old truck that you find is going to be, they all have brake issues. The brakes don't work. And so I'm going to upload the video maybe in next week at some time after this video. And so if you want to see the video, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and then you'll see the video. But essentially, we had to do a brake booster conversion. The kit itself, you can get it online for like what, $700, and so I'm going to show you guys how to do that for way cheaper than that. So yeah, so follow along with that. Let me see what we didn't go over. I'm trying to think of what we didn't go over on the last video. I know, so we'll keep going. So I'm gonna come on the inside here, and it's gonna start with our door. So of course, being an old truck, it seals, it closes, but doesn't really seal. Expected. You know, we got cracked hardware. The latch needs to get fixed because you can open it from the outside, not the inside. The window does work. It's just kind of sketchy going back up. Moving on into the interior of the vehicle, as they say, where all the business happens. I'm not gonna go over the rest again. It's kind of a given. We're gonna probably fix this dog box here and redo the whole floor with something more strong. The more I look at this thing, the more little holes I find, and the reason, and the more stuff that I feel like is why it's so loud in here. I wish I would have recorded the drive coming here, because it was something else for sure. The oldest vehicle I ever owned, so I guess it's good. I guess I just went back in time on what it was like to drive something this old. But maybe you drove better back then. Who knows? All right, so I'm gonna talk about our pedal right here. As you can see, it's just a bit wobbly. Let me tighten that up. Looks like it's not. It needs to be. Looks like it needs to be. I don't know. Yeah, we have to dig that. We have to dig into that one a little bit more. But all right, so some things I didn't cover in the last video was, so this was originally our light switch. No longer works. This was originally our blinker switch. Didn't work. off to our steering wheel. You can see it's not bolted down, but we drove it just like that coming here, and it held, not a problem. We went through our washer, our throttle choke, and our wipers. We're gonna see if our wipers work. Also gonna see if we have air out of our heater box over there. And then I'm gonna show you guys our switches. So we have our blinker switch over here, and we have our blinker switch over there. These are our regular lights. I'm kind of glad, honestly, that the previous owner did this part, because this is a huge item off the list to replace on this thing. Brake lights. So I'm gonna walk to the front. It was a bit windy earlier. I'm kind of glad that the wind kind of died down a little bit. Oh no. Where's our headlights? Is it this one? Maybe it's that last one. Let's see. Ah, okay. So that's perfect. All right, so we got blinkers, we have our parking lights, and our headlights. So we have lights all the way around. That's awesome. So last video, you guys, I mentioned earlier in this video, but you guys seen the emergency brake cable right here, or shaft right here. We took it out so that we can try to, so I can troubleshoot it. But turns out that it's just missing a part. And so hopefully I'll find a part number, try to go through Napa and see if we can source it or something like that again. But yeah, so we are going to see if we have wipers, and we have air come out of our heater box, and then after that we're going to test out this PTO, and then we're probably going to cut this video off for you guys. I'll say it again, I appreciate everybody liking, subscribing, and we have some stuff in store for this truck. There's a lot of cool things you can do with these, and we're going to try to knock out most of them for sure. All right, we need to talk about our ashtray here for those that smoke. I don't know if that's a thing anymore in vehicles, ashtrays. In our glove box. So as you can see, we have some rust in there too, so we have to get all this stuff all cleaned out and squared away. I would go on this side, but as you can see, we are kind of in the dirt here, in the grass on the curb, just being safe. So we're gonna start this. So we're gonna start this thing up and try out these wipers, and then try out the heater, and then try out the PTO. I don't think you guys heard the truck run yet, so that's good. So maybe we'll start it up, let it run, and then we'll test out those things. Gotta be really gentle with this, you know? So we got our choke out, slightly on the pedal. All right. Oh, make sure we're not in gear. She will roll. Oh no. Embarrassment right now. Here we go. All right, so truck runs. Sounds pretty good. Except from the videos, I've heard people having like lifter ticks and whatnot. Not this one. Very nice, smooth running truck. But while we're in here, let's go ahead and see if we got some wipers. So wipers do not work. And let's check our fan. I hear it. I'm gonna cut it off though, because it's starting to smell like rat. And so for, I guess, the truck's party trick, we're going to operate the PTO with the bed. And the way we do that is your PTO operates from your transmission, from your clutch. So it operates with your transmission. And the way to get it to work is you're going to push in your clutch like so. This switch right here is what engages your PTO from your transmission. And that's the PTO right there. There's a shaft on the PTO that spins. You're gonna see it once I pull the lever. And then disengage your clutch. Means it's not pulled out far enough. Maybe that's it right there. Try it again, round 2. All right, maybe a third time. So let's see if we can get some pressure on this thing. I think that was it right there. Hopefully that was it right there. All right, so now we're about to engage and bring up the truck, the bed. So levers up, give it some juice. We're not gonna let it all the way up though. All right, so you can see more of the bed right now, the frame too, and yeah, it's a party trick. And then it's a 2-stage, so to let it down, you just push that, and then you can see this happening. That's pretty cool, honestly. And then now to disengage, clutch in, and then we're gonna put it down. And that's it. I feel like that's like one of the coolest things, besides the age of this truck, is the bed. It's a regular dump bed. I think I could get a rollback on it. Hopefully I will. And so later on, maybe we can put the cars on the back of it. But anyway, so I think we're gonna stop here on this video. I appreciate everything. If you want to see the brake conversion, go ahead and hit the notification, like, subscribe, and we're going to catch you on the next one.